Headlights, Taillights, and Radios was released last fall by Tracy Lawrence. He felt the album title was a good indicator of where he was in his career. Headlights helps him look to the future. Taillights helps to celebrate his past. And Radios is a tribute to his success on the radio in the last 20 years. The latest single off that project is Lie, and we had a chance to hook up with Tracy to learn all about it. Here's Kelly Lynn with more.
Catching up with Tracy Lawrence, one of my favorites. How are you?
Great. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you, and I have to congratulate you because last week you were named Independent Artist of the Year. That's a huge by Music Row.
It really was a big honor, and there's a lot of people behind the scenes that work really hard throughout the year. The radio promotion people and the publicists, there's so many things that went into it, but it was a nice pat on the back by my peers and by the industry.
Love it, and so deserving because you actually hold a record for the most singles since the charts started, like Billboard charts, over
Really?
15 years for having like 19. I mean, huge. Like you're holding it, and you've got them.
Now I'm still hanging in there pretty well, I guess, even after all these years.
Well, absolutely. Well, we have to talk about the new single too because that is amazing. What a fantastic song. Where in the world did you find that one? Did you write it?
I didn't write it. It actually came from a couple of young writers. Alex Torres that runs my offices judged the Songwriters Talent Show a couple of years back and actually found this. This was the winning song by two young writers that had never had a cut before. So I thought it was really cool. I loved the emotion of the lyric. I thought the melody was great. And it fit a spot in the album that I didn't have. I like those power ballads. I've always been very passionate towards them. And it just seemed to fit. And it's been a lot of fun to play on the road, getting a great response from people. And obviously it's strong enough to be our next single, and I have a video for you guys too, which is awesome.
I heard that, and there's quite a special guest in it. I mean,
my buddy Michael Rourke, who's a young rising actor out in L.A., actually came in and did the male role for me. Michael's been on things like Dolphin Tale, and latest role was on Sleepy Hollow up until the first part of the year. Had a couple of bit parts on Revolution, and we actually, I met him doing a movie together a couple of years ago that should be out later this year.
So lie, don't tell me that she looks amazing.
in the video, how was it filming all of that behind the scenes? I mean, you've shot, I'm sure, tons of them, but it's been a little while because your last one was Find Out Who Your Friends Are that you did a video, right?
It was. It's been a while. Most of it was between Michael and the young actress that played the love interest and everything in the video. So most of it was indoors. Blasted through most of it in a single day and tried to get as much of their stuff out of the way as we could. My performance shots were actually on one of the buildings here in downtown Nashville, and the night that we shot it, it was very, very cold. So that was a little bit rough.
Oh no!
I thought I was going to get frostbite on my feet. It was really cold on top of the building that night.
The wind was blowing, I'm sure, and all the effects.
Yeah, it was pretty cool though, but it turned out really good, and it's pretty steamy. I think you're gonna like it. Yeah.
So lie, don't tell me that you looked amazing.
The album's been out just a little while. It's done really well. How many singles is this on this album?
This will be the fourth one off the album and probably the final one. We're already looking toward the next album, so I hope people like this. The album's done real well, and you can find the single on iTunes and all those places, so you have to come check it out.
You're going to want to. It is a really good, great song, which you've always been great at selecting amazing music. I think that has a lot to do with the longevity of a wonderful career.
I think it does too, and I've always been very involved in my own A&R work all the way back to the very first stuff. I was the one that found Sticks and Stones on the very first album, so I've been extremely hands-on with the music that I want to record all these years. And going into the independent world, I think it served me really well because I really have a good understanding of which songs apply to me, they're going to work for me, and also knowing all the publishing, being able to find great music out there. I'm pretty good at it.
I don't know if you know what you're doing, but you're raising my temperature, watching you move and trying things on.
I'm blessed to be selling out pretty much every place we go these days, so it's nice.
I'm sure you have a big spring and summer ahead of you.
Busy year. This was actually, this first quarter's the biggest that I've had in about 10 years, but it's going to be a really, really heavy touring season.
Wow,
yeah.
Working harder than ever.
That's it.
Well, it's so good to catch up with you. Make sure you get his album and get the single. So amazing. Catch the new video.
That's right. The album is called Headlights, Taillights, and Radios, and the single, of course, is called Lie.
Yes. It's always good to see you. Thank you so much, Mr. Tracy Lawrence.
Yeah, just look me in the eye and lie.
Time for another quick little break, but there's still plenty more great music up ahead. We'll learn all about the new I'm a Fire album from David Nail when we come back. Make sure that you keep it right here for more Inside Music Row.